Tonight, the wrestling world will finally get the long-awaited match between Cody and Maxwell Jacob Friedman. A story of a friendship turned sour with betrayal.
You little bastard! What'd you do that for?
There's an undeniable bond that AEW fans have with Cody, and his passion is uniquely tangible anytime he enters the squared circle. Much like his father before him, he sees potential where others may not. And early on, he saw something special in Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Taking MJF under his wing, for a time, they seemed inseparable.
I mean, my relationship with Cody is so close just because he was the first person who really believed in me.
And a lot of people were like, why is Cody hanging out with this guy? You know, he is obviously not a good guy. But, you know, I kind of agreed with Cody, because I liked him.
And he knew that he had a talented kid that he could maybe help out a little bit.
I remember he saw me on an independent show, and he pulled me to the side, and he just said, "You got something there, kid." And it meant the world to me because it's somebody that I genuinely look up to and care about. Somebody who I consider a mentor, but not only a mentor, a best friend.
Now, can he be a bit of a jerk off? Absolutely, and that's like who he really is, like in real life.
I know everybody pulled Cody aside and said, "You cannot trust MJF. What are you doing?" And Cody was able to look past that, and he thought that, you know, he was able to overcome that good will always overcome evil.
And I could look straight into this camera and say that I am a Cody Rhodes guy, and I'm damn proud to be a Cody Rhodes guy.
Last November, as Cody faced the AEW World Champion Chris Jericho in the biggest match of his career.
If I do not defeat Chris Jericho at Full Gear, I will never challenge for the AEW World Championship again.
He seemed to lose much more than the match and a future AEW title.
When you're vying for the AEW World title, and the guy you trust the most is at ringside with you, you're one there for moral support. The last thing you expect is it for him to throw in the towel, period. When I saw a towel come in, I knew something was totally up there.
MJF saying I'm sorry. Oh, no! What the hell?
He knew what he was going to do. He knew from the word go what he was going to do.
You little bastard! What'd you do that for?
Cody only wanted not to keep me under his wing, but to put me underneath his thumb. Well, guess what, Blondie? Your thumb ain't big enough to hold me down.
MJF just didn't want to be second fiddle. I don't think Cody looked at him that way. He looked at him as a friend.
Wait a damn minute. Wait just a damn minute.
He's a little piece of waste, and he deserves to get his ass whipped.
Exploding in the ring. One right for MJF. Is that Wardlow? Oh my God! Cody just got run over by a truck. We've seen the videos for months, but now Wardlow finally appearing in an AEW ring.
You know, I think somebody like Wardlow is not just very important to MJF. I think he's a backbone. And now he's got his muscle there. He's got someone like a Wardlow watching his back. I mean, you know, you can get as cocky and confident you want. You got big Wardlow watching your back.
You are looking at the new face of AEW. Because, Cody Rhodes, I'm better than you. And you know it.
Tonight, the All Elite Wrestling World Championship is on the line in the main event of Revolution. The champion, a man who endeavors to build an empire, to rule an army. And the challenger, a lone wolf, a renegade, bent on single-handedly tearing down the entire system, brick by broken brick.
Can you say intensity? A dangerous man with
with rattlesnake tendencies. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Moxley and Jericho for the AEW Championship.
We've got a long history together, you and me, right? I mean, I remember a decade ago when you first came on the nationwide stage, you came to me and asked for some advice.
To be honest, if there were anybody in the last decade that I would have considered something of a guy I would go to for advice, it would be Jericho. But in this business, when you shake somebody's hand, you should always count your fingers afterward.
I know what he's capable of. I can see it in his eyes, and I can see it in the things that he's done and the experiences I've had with him. That's why he's one of the best in the world today. There's no doubt about it. He's even better now than he's ever been. That's why I wanted him in the inner circle in the first place.
Jericho did everything in his power to get Jon Moxley on his side.
The most expensive automobile in America, the Ford GT. And the keys are yours, if you say yes.
Jon Moxley's got a big decision to make.
From moment to moment, I'm not even sure Mox knows what he's going to be doing. And that's what makes him so dangerous.
I came to AEW to dominate, to run roughshod over professional wrestling, and that is why my answer is yes. What? What the? He said yes!
He outsmarted us.
Chris, my friend, I was just kidding. I would never join the inner circle. You have nothing that I want. Except for that. Oh, just broke a bottle of champagne over Jericho's head. And the paradigm shift of the show beyond.
You gotta get dirty. You gotta get ugly. You gotta go to the grit and you gotta pull out someone's guts. This is for the championship. This is for the AEW World Championship. You gotta take a bottle and bust somebody over the head? Fine. You gotta retain your title by taking a guy's eye out with a spike? Fine. By any means necessary, as the cliche goes.
Oh my God! Did Jericho just hit him in the eye? Tell me that did not happen.
If you are sitting at home and you put your hand over one of your eyes, how does that affect your peripheral vision? It's not good. You can't see over here. And you wouldn't have that in a MMA situation or a boxing event. You know, athletic commissions, it's a little bit more wide open than AEW.
In his home city of Las Vegas, Nevada, Mox takes his training regimen to a level it's never seen before. And this time, he sought help from some of the best in the world.
So if he's here. Step in front, step in, there you go. Nice.
Tonight, the Young Bucks face longtime friends Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page for the AEW Tag Team Championship. But one can't help but wonder if there's something more personal at stake.
They formed a bond, a brotherhood, and we've seen that bond start to fray, even unravel.
I was just about to ask you what your damn problem was, but I'm pretty sure I already know what the problem is.
This may be the final string that holds these four men together.
Even before AEW came into existence, the Elite was a close-knit group of talented athletes who made a name for themselves together. They built a passionate fan base that started from humble beginnings.
We were all best friends, though. We text. We had a group chat, the Bullet Clip chat. We text every minute of the day. We were all thinking on the same page.
That's why Bullet Club worked, is because we hung out, we did everything together, and we lived in Japan for 6 months out of the year together, so we were a family.
Yep.
You have to be that way for something to truly work. You have to basically live with that person to get the chemistry.
There's lightning in a bottle.
Otherwise,
too.
it's fake. We kind of, on the back of a bus one day, we said, hey, we were bored. It was like a 4 or 5 hour bus ride. We said, let's name our elite wrestlers, an elite list of the top 10 wrestlers in the world. and we would, make our top 10s, and we'd compare our top 10s of our elite wrestlers. And we would always put ourselves on the top 10, of course. But it was always a thing we would do, and we booked this angle. The three of us said, when everybody else leaves the ring, let's steal the ring. And we went into business for ourselves that night. And everyone else left, and we posed. We did our Bucks, now it's called the Elite pose. And all the light bulbs went off, and immediately I went on Twitter and I got a screen grab and I put it up, and I put the Elite of the Bullet Club. And that was the start of all of this madness.
Best known for their prowess as singles competitors, when Hangman and Omega entered the tag team division, how they would perform together remained uncertain.
Somehow, inexplicably, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page have found a way to coexist as a tag team, and nobody is more surprised than I am.
They're two of the greatest singles wrestlers in the world. It's the old adage, but it really rings true. To be a great tag team, you first got to be two great singles wrestlers, and that's what they are. Didn't surprise me at all that they won the tag team championships.
Our new AEW Tag Team Champions. And they are Hangman Page and Kenny Omega.
The winners of this match.
And
I never saw them as the tag team. And truthfully, I'd be lying if I said that, when I fantasized about having the best tag team division in the world, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't see us up there at the top holding those titles by now.
And I thought all along, because I still believe that the Young Bucks may be the best tag team in the entire world, that they would be the first tag team champions.
Although still friends, there are apparent questions as to whether the Elite is what it once was, as cracks in the friendship have been apparent both inside and out of the ring.
The wild card in this is Hangman Page. Does he really want to be a member of the Elite? Because it seems to me like, while in the Elite, he felt like he was never above the title.
I'm sorry, guys. We're still cool. I'm just gonna ride along for a while. Okay, guys?
We all kind of drifted apart. I don't know when it happened. It's hard to say when exactly, but I just feel the separation.
We got our nameplates today. Did you guys see it? You weren't there.
Yeah, we got a
You
nameplate.
see it? It says Hangman right there.
Looks good.
They for sure didn't think we'd win them before they did.
And I feel like the more aggressive we are in the ring, that's when usually we're the best. So
don't take it personal. We're coming for those titles.
It's about championships, and the Young Bucks know that.
Are you worried about Hangman at all?
The hell kind of question is that? Who the hell are you? You think you're gonna ask?
No, that's okay.
You're gonna ask? No, it's no. It's not okay.
It's fine. Look.
No. No. I know. I'm done. I think I'm done.
I was gonna say that I'm not. Okay. I was gonna say that I wasn't, but maybe I should be. Maybe I should be.
Right, I am.
Lana Rose, powerful, stronger than the champ, Rio.
And she's had months to prepare, and she believes tonight is her night.
I see Nyla Rose being more physical than ever. And now she's going to face a woman who I think is going to even amp up her aggression in this match.
Rio! This is justice! I should have been the first champion! Oh my God! That's heart. The will to win. The will to maintain her championship.
But waiting, it made me hungry.
They told me no chance, but I'm believing I'm gonna stand when they
Do you know what happens when I get hungry?
break through the ceiling.
Oh! I break bitches!
Beast bomb! Oh my God, we got a new champ!
Nyla Rose is the new AEW Women's
one-time champion.
Tony Khan?
Yeah, Tony Khan there to congratulate Nyla.
Because nobody out there can stack up to me. All this disrespect that I've got in this company since I stepped here day one. Now I'm the champ. Nobody can beat me. And nobody is a beast like me.
Newly crowned as the AEW's Women's World Champion, Rose has yet to face someone who truly matches up with her physicality. Until now.
Describe Chris Statlander?
Chris Statlander is...
She's very odd.
Aloof isn't the right word, but she's distant.
A little bit of a disconnect for me. I mean, it's never into aliens.
If you believe what she says, she crash landed somewhere on Long Island.
The whole thing with Statlander, with the alien, with the nose, the touch in the nose.
I've held the mic for her, and she booped me on the nose.
When you get that little, the fingertip on the tip of your nose.
For a second, I thought I was into another dimension.
She is a phenomenon.
What did that woman do to me?
I guess that's the communication.
Where was I?
It was clear when Chris Statlander first debuted at AEW that she had the makings of a future star. Statlander's combination of both speed and power was unmistakable.
I have no fear facing Chris Statlander. Yeah, she's talented. Yeah, she goes out there and she puts on a great show. Absolutely no question about it. But as much talent as you may have, how much is that going to measure up against a beast?
Dealing with a Statlander, now you have some similarities in these two athletes.
It won't be an easy walk for Nyla with a bigger, stronger opponent.
This is not a slight on Nyla, but I think Statlander's more agile than she is.
I have taken notice of her. It would be foolish to think we would never cross paths, but I'm a little bit surprised this happened so soon, but so be it, that's fine. She's gonna be another one on the list.
Chris Statlander, this is the biggest match of her career, not only in terms of what's on the line, but in terms of the global audience that she will be wrestling in front of.
People are wondering, will she choke? Will she be able to get it done?
I still haven't seen enough of Chris Statlander to get a firm opinion of her skill set. She's big, she's strong, and Rio did not have that size and strength, which came up to bite her in the backside against Nyla Rose.
I think the Statlander's odd behavior may end up helping her out in any type of title match she's in, or any matches he's in for that matter.
You think I'm afraid of that stupid little boot?
Until somebody in that division proves to me that they can woman handle Nyla Rose, I'm hanging my hat on Nyla Rose to win.
They're both excellent athletes. They're both aggressive style wrestlers. And I think you're gonna have a pretty epic battle between these Rose and Statlander.
At Revolution, this may be my first title defense. Honestly, I could sit here and cut all the promos you want to hear, but truth be told, having the AEW Women's title, representing not just our division, but women's wrestling, means the world to me. The one thing I know that I want to prove as champion, everyone should be afraid of me.
Tonight, will a new AEW Women's Champion be crowned? Following MJF's betrayal of their friendship, Cody became focused on one thing: him.
MJF has said he will never wrestle me. These are the keys to my Ford Black Ops. It's one of 300. Max loves that truck. It's yours. How about this timepiece? It's an Omega Seamaster courtesy of Tony Khan. It's yours. Some people like cold hard cash, right? That is over $50,000. It's yours. All you need to do is name your price. Each and every one of us, we're waiting. I'm waiting. Let's do this.
I'm not going to be stupid enough as a competitor or a man to look at Cody Rhodes and say, you probably don't want to just let that go. Hey, it happens, no big deal. I don't feel that way.
Stipulation number 1. I asked him to name his price. If you want a match with me, I cannot touch Max. If you touch me, no match at Revolution, no match ever.
No matter what I do, you can't lay a finger on me.
but they can.
Stipulation number 2, a solid steel cage.
A winner is determined in the AEW rules by pinfall or submission.
And this is not about winning for Wardlow. This is about punishing Cody. This is about softening him up.
Arn. No. Again.
Oh, look at this. Come on, Crossroads. Crossroads.
He saw something bad can happen when you're this high up. You're out of control.
He's letting his emotion carry him away here.
Come on! A moonsault for the top! The leg is up! The leg by God is up!
And last but not least,
I can't believe I'm saying this out loud.
stipulation number 3. Now, Cody, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is my favorite stipulation.
He wants to whip me. I accept.
As MJF put one obstacle after another in front of Cody, it was clear that no stakes were too high.
Cody must survive all 10 lashes.
He gave his word. And in the Rhodes family, that word is gold.
Oh.
Oh, my God. Oh, my. You want to hit this little son of a bitch so bad he can't stand it. Two quick ones.
He can't help you.
I just hate to see this. Oh, my God.
Lord Almighty.
Oh, my God.
Get up, Cody.
Cody's been treated like an animal.
Oh! Across the chest.
And MJF is...
But look at MJF's demeanor.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
What
MJF.
the hell? That son of a bitch.
All the pain he's going to go through, all those strap marks on his body that he's going to suffer from, it's going to be the end result, 10 lashes. When that bell rings, Max, you are going to find out why he's a Rhodes. He's just going to be more man than you are that night, my friend.
I cannot see this being just a straight wrestling match. Not with Wardlow, not with all the emotions tied into it.
Cody and MJF is going to be a fight.
It's going to be nasty.
I don't like MJF's chances. I think that the people who want to see him get his ass whipped are going to get their wish.
This is not your story. You're simply a chapter in mine.
I am a chapter. And I'm the last one.
And at Revolution, I am going to give you your own scar.
Find out who will prevail tonight on pay-per-view.
One day, they will all come to my funeral just to make sure that I stay dead. But today is not that day.
Jon Moxley shocked the wrestling world when he emerged out of the crowd last May at Double or Nothing.
Good God Almighty, the roof just came off! Jon Moxley! With a twinkle in his eye, and Jericho is pissed.
My name is Jon Moxley, and I am on a mission.
One of the most unpredictable and actually scariest men I've seen in a long, long time.
Tonight, the main event pits AEW World Champion Chris Jericho against the unpredictable Jon Moxley, as we find out who will lead the next chapter of the revolution.
I am Chris Jericho, and I am le champion of AEW.
There's one thing you have to understand about Chris Jericho. I am not a one-trick pony. I'm good at almost everything that I do, but what I am best at is pro wrestling.
He's under 6 feet tall. And he's been told all his life, you're too short, you're too small, you're too this, or whatever. And now he's as good as anybody in the world. Anybody.
Chris Jericho is professional wrestling.
Chris Jericho is a legend, but he's a legend that has a lot of gas left in the tank.
This is the dude that I want as the face of my company. This is the dude that I want to travel the world carrying the company on his back.
Jericho's got a magnificently enhanced ego. He likes it that way. He feeds his own skill set by his ego.
Chris Jericho has been in the game for about 3 decades. I grew up watching this guy. I know for a guy like that we need to step our game up a little bit. Not just when it comes to strength and conditioning, but when it comes to the quality of training that we're putting into our techniques and also the quality of our training partners.
I mean, for me, it's about being prepared, so I go to the best minds I can find to sharpen every tool in my toolbox. My boy, Coach Gil, the guy who pushed me to get in better shape than I've ever been this summer.
Gil Gargano, what a piece of shit. He needs to mind his own business. I'd like to see Gil Gargano right now and punch him in his mouth. Whatever you want to do, it doesn't make a difference.
Jericho says it doesn't matter who we train with, doesn't matter who we bring in. Well, I think it does matter, especially when the guys that we bring in are some of the best to ever do it.
Comes in to get your feet, you should be moving your feet and using, yes, pummeling with your feet. That's those intelligent feet I'm talking about. Obviously, Chris Jericho's had a lot of success with the walls of Jericho, which is a double leg lock, kind of a Boston crab position where you're isolating guys' hips and back and putting a lot of pressure on them there. He's submitted a lot of guys with that. It's a real technique. It comes from catch wrestling, and we're definitely going to work on those situations with John. Invert. Tuck. Roll. Nice. Good. Perfect.
Randy Couture's freaking Captain America. He knows a counter for every single hold of every single style of grappling that there is.
Shoot that leg through, all the way up there, right there. Now back. There, look at that. You isolated.
So if he's here.
Step in front, step in, there you go. Nice. Now we're in that cow-catching position. John has that ability to think. As we're talking and going through technique, I can see the wheels turning in his head. He's definitely a student of the game, and I think the guys that are students of the game are the ones that are going to be successful for a long time. Anticipating, you know what's coming. Yes! There's your suplex right there.
I could beat the crap out of every single one of those guys, and I probably have in a bar fight in Vegas that I can't even remember. I think I knocked Randy Couture out once at the Palms. Look it up, Google it. You'll probably see it. It's on TMZ. Knocked him flat out on his ass. Stupid bald idiot with a big giant head.
Anybody out there who's listening in AEW, just say the word, and I'd be happy to let you know exactly where you stand on the food chain.
Jon Moxley is on a collision course with Le Champion.
Moxley, you made a big mistake. And I am not gonna forget what you did.
$750,000 car! I want it back!
He basically stole it from us. The fire and the desire for revenge is burning inside of me.
Jericho loves to talk. All the talk in the world cannot help you when that bell rings. It's over.
Don't think for a moment that it's going to be just Chris Jericho going up against Jon Moxley and no one's going to get involved. Everybody's going to get involved.
I think some way, somehow, Jericho is going to be celebrating La Champion with a little bit of the bubbly.
Not only is the World Championship on the line, not only is revenge on the line, the future of AEW is on the line.
I once again am the best in the world. Nobody can touch me. Nobody.
This issue has exploded before us. Here we go, boys!
Like a smart veteran, like a lion in the jungle, I have finally trapped my prey in the ring on February 29th. Moxley versus Jericho for the AEW Championship. It's the biggest match of the year.
Through every obstacle, with every setback, with every new scar on my body, I continue to move forward, blazing a trail to the top of the hill until I am the last man standing.
And the fight is on! This is sick!
I'm a wildfire burning across the countryside. I am Napalm Death. I will get you eventually.